Hello! Make sure we pop up on your screens before I start saying stuff. Oh, we popped up on the screens.
Hello, we're on the screen.
Oh no, we pop up on your screens. Whoa, that is a reverb. Where is that coming from? Holy shit. Okay, we're good. We're good. Hello. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the biggest episode so far of Next Gen Newsweek, because we finally have the systems we've only been talking about since April in-house. So Richard was able to get a PS5. I was able to get an Xbox Series X. We're not going to talk about the other bit because I'm still mad about it. Although I started venting about it later. But anyway, going around the square here, Hollywood Squares, starting top left, Steven.
Yo.
Richard.
Hello.
And Michael.
Howdy.
So, we can do this one of two ways. We can start talking all about the systems in the front, or we can go through the little bit of news that we have first. I think we'll do the news first, because we're probably going to sit here and talk about these systems for...
And then do the systems in the back. Got it.
Yes. So the couple of little bitty things, they're mostly PlayStation related going into this, but the first one, this kind of everything, is that there was the announcement of a Mass Effect remaster. It's going to be Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. It's made for the Xbox One and the PS4. It's not specifically made for the PS5 and the Series X. Are any of y'all Mass Effect players excited that those games are getting remastered for the new systems?
I think it's good.
Yeah. Richard, you play Mass Effect?
I did. I kind of feel the same way about those games that I do the Matrix movies. I love the first one, but then they got progressively bad, in my opinion, the further they went on. So I don't know if it's enough for me to go back and play that first one. But, well, I guess you get them all together?
Yeah, it's all together.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I'll pick it up. Who knows?
Steven, you ever play Mass Effect?
I have not. I guess I should do some research on it since I'm exploring new territory nowadays.
There you go.
Yeah, one might say it's had a massive effect on the gaming industry.
I knew exactly where he was going with it before he even said it. I knew exactly where he was going. I never played them, except for Mass Effect 3. And the only reason why I played that one and I never beat it was because it had Kinect integration on the 360, where you could like call out commands to your allies and make like, go hide behind that box or something, and they'd go do it. I wanted to try it out because I had a Kinect, but I never beat it. I can't remember anything about that game. I'm pretty sure I only turned it on, did like the first mission, like, oh, this is cool, and then just turned it off.
I remember being really disappointed that I couldn't upgrade my little Land Rover vehicle in the first one. And that frustrated the hell out of me. I did not like that at all.
But the team that's behind it is the original team, not the people who made Mass Effect Andromeda, because that was a commercial flop. I'm pretty
What's
sure.
That?
Yeah, pretty sure it's not the same team that also did Anthem, because they're busy, and I think it's maybe the Dragon Age team. I don't know. I don't keep track of BioWare. It's BioWare, but I don't know like which team within BioWare is doing what or where they're from. But
Or
anyway,
where they're from.
yeah. We're actually going to be doing a Q&A video for like PS5 questions, because I made a video the other day just showing how to like transfer saves from PS4 to PS5, and it's relatively popular on YouTube, and there's a ton of questions, but this just the overall statement about something that we had gotten wrong originally. We were talking about how to try like the next gen systems and how like what kind of storage options you have for them. Originally it came out with the Series X that you could store Series X games on an external hard drive, and you could move them off the external hard drive to the system to play them. Originally, we thought that was the same thing with the PS5, where you could say you ran out of storage, you could put, say, Demon Souls on the external hard drive, sorry, and then when you wanted to play it again, you can move it back. That is now proven that you cannot do that, so you will have to uninstall the game and then re-download it whenever you want to play it. You can only put PS4 games and play PS4 games off of the external hard drive. Kind of like a It's apparently may come in an update later, but as of right now, that's the case with it. And the last one, and I'm really interested to see how Richard feels about this, is PS5 remote play for the PS4. So you can, if you have a PS4 hooked up in another room, you can actually remote play your PS5 games onto it. But you cannot use a PS4 controller on your PS5. Richard?
I've not actually. My PS4 and my PS5 are right behind me, side by side. So I don't really have a need for that function. I may move it into the bedroom just to see how it works, just to mess with it a little bit. But it's nothing I'm going to be using.
Yeah.
So.
But it's so weird that they're like, yeah, you can beam your PS5 games to your PS4. They're not going to be able to take advantage of like the DualSense controller in any way possible. But God forbid, you can't plug the PS4 controller into a PS5, even though it has the exact same buttons on it. It just won't work. It's just weird. But
well, but the controller though for the PS5 is so much more with the way the triggers work and everything like that. There's probably some games where it just wouldn't work at all. Like you couldn't play Astro's Playroom, for instance, with that. So,
well, I'm going to need you to do some experimenting. I need you to beam or remote play Astro's Playroom to your PlayStation 4 and tell me what happens.
Okay.
See if it'll even let you do it, I guess.
I'll get a prompt. So the title will not play.
Sorry, yeah, you can't do this. I don't know what the hell you're doing. Stop listening to Mitch. Michael, I know you're not getting a PS5, probably, or at least not for a while. So, like, do you see an advantage or a benefit to doing this other than just not wanting to pack your PS5 up and put it in another room?
I mean, yeah. Really, just short of that, kind of like an answer to like the NVIDIA Shield or like the Steam box, where you can just basically play your unit somewhere else in the house. Like, if you really just didn't want to have, like, you want your PlayStation 5 in your bedroom or something, but then like you want to go out and play with friends, but you don't feel like moving out the whole console. Yeah, you can just have your PS4 out there in the living room and go at it.
Okay, Steven, anything else to add on that?
Not really. It's just the concept is pretty similar to what I've already seen on the Xbox, and I'm not sure if it's going to be the same way on the Xbox because I only tried it from streaming from the Xbox to a mobile device, so I don't know if that's even going to be a function that they're going to have. But I mean, for what it's worth, it's only good for if you don't want to pack it in and move it somewhere else. So
yeah. Currently, I think the on the Xbox side, the only thing you can do is you can connect it from your phone, or connect it to your phone, or you can connect it to a Windows 10 device, and it just streams the game to it. But I've only tested that on because we've had access to xCloud, which is like the whole cloud service thing. But since getting the Series X, I've tried out the setting where it turns the Xbox into a server, and then it beams the game instead of doing it directly from Microsoft servers. And I've actually noticed that the latency is worse than beaming it directly from Microsoft, but it's still fine. I was able to play Rocket League and not have any real performance issues out of it. But I mean, it is what it is. But that's pretty much the news, other than like the fact that the systems came out. So we'll do the Xbox second. What are you doing? What in the world? Anyway.
Having a tiny snack.
Yeah, definitely. Richard, so we're gonna jump to the PS5 first. So I guess let's just do first impressions, like because we weren't able to get an unboxing video out of you. So
I was too excited.
Yeah. So just tell everyone how it went. How did getting the system and you picked the box up and realized how freaking heavy the box was and opened it up for the first time.
The exterior box is kind of misleading. It's about, I don't have it with me. It's about the same size as the box for the PS4. But then you open it up and there's this little tiny sliver of a cardboard box that's got like your controller in it. It's got a power cable in it. It's got an HDMI cable in it. It's got a charge cable, which the charge cable is different now. I know with the PlayStation 4, it almost looked like I don't know the name. It's a USB.
Micro.
What is it? C
Micro.
or micro USB C
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't know. Now it looks like a Samsung charger.
Yep, it's USB-C.
And so it comes with that, and it comes with a god awful base. It's ugly. It's this little black disc thing. I don't know. You're supposed to be able to use it. I could definitely see like you're going to have to use it if you're going to lay it flat. But I don't know why you would lay it flat. You know, I'm worried about like heating up and stuff like that. So I got mine standing up, and it stands up just fine without that little base. So, but it's huge. Oh my god! Like the videos and everything like that you see online, nothing that doesn't do it justice when you actually pull it out, and it's hang on, people are looking over here, so
that's what we all want to hear about when you pull it out.
Look, I mean, it's I can't even get it all in the same shot. See this? All right, so this is like just a basic game case. I mean, it's
Jeez.
a huge tower. So, I mean, other than the fact that it's huge. It's the largest console I've ever seen. It doesn't make any noise when you're playing something. I have played Demon Souls for a number of hours, and I've never heard any fans kick on. I've never heard anything. The only thing that when you first purchase a game and it's spinning the disc to download it, that can get loud.
Yep.
And part of that is the side fins on the side. They kind of just vibrate against the frame itself. So when you're loading a game on, it's pretty damn loud. But outside of that, it's not. And the menu system and everything, the way it's all streamlined, it's not complicated at all. Everything flows just beautifully. They did change how you turn the system off. You can't just hold down that PlayStation button. You got to press it, and it opens up. Well, I don't know. Maybe I can show real quick. I don't know if y'all can see like a good. So you hit the PlayStation button, and it brings up this bar down here. You see across the bottom. Mm. You got to cycle all the way down to the very end to bring up your power thing. So to me, that's a little bit more. It creates more stuff you got to go through to turn it off, other than just holding down the button. I don't know why they remove that, but
quick question: if you're on that first like slide, not the home button, but like do it again, like hold down the PlayStation button and then get it to where it pops that card up.
Right here.
Hit the right trigger.
The right trigger?
Yeah. Or the right shoulder button. Because I wonder if there's a way to snap it all the way over.
No, nothing's happening.
Okay, never mind. Would have been a nice quality of life thing, but
no,
it is what it is. Maybe they'll update it or something later. So
yeah, because I just.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Or do they kind of mean for it to be like always on? You know, like sleep mode, like not really powered off, but just goes to sleep.
It does. It goes to sleep after a while. Now, I've not messed with any of the settings. They're all like factory settings, but I know that it seems to stay on a little bit longer than my PS4 did before my PS4 went to sleep. But it's, I guess the biggest thing to me is just how quiet it is.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, it's really flipping through screens and stuff. Like you don't hear it at all. And I do love how the store is now incorporated into just the menus. There's no loads to any of that. You're automatically into the store, and then boom, you're automatically out of the store.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that quick. Oddly enough, though, you know, they talk about no load times and stuff when you're playing games. I don't notice that. The biggest thing I notice is just how quickly you can move from like game to game or out to the operations menu. All that stuff is just so seamless and quick.
So, just to clarify this, because I don't know for sure, because on the Xbox, it like can cache up to like 5 games in the background to where like whenever you can jump in between them simultaneously. On the PS5, is that something you can do, or whenever you open a game, it closes it all the way out and then goes into another game?
I don't know. The other day I had, I think, 3 on at the same time.
Okay.
But that's The only thing that I noticed is like, okay, so Genshin Impact looks beautiful on the PS5, but I also know that Genshin Impact got an update, so I'm sure that was to amplify the specs or whatever of the game so that it would look better on the PS5.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I love Let It Die. When I play Let It Die, I actually play Let It Die on my PS4 because it looks better on the PS4 than it does the PS5. So I don't know how common that's going to be with, titles that'll work for both, but I know Let It Die looks a lot better. Now, like, it still runs smooth. It's not laggy or anything like that, but you see odd, like texture clipping.
Yeah.
When you've got like a texture on an object and you have, say, like a light source or like a mist source, like smoke source, you can see this strong image like clearly through where it's clipping through. So there's a lot of graphical issues with Let It Die, and that was kind of disappointing. But, like I said, they're side by side, so I can just play that on the PS4. And I haven't, I've not moved hardly anything over. I know it's backwards compatible to PS4, but I'm trying to find a reason why I would move the majority of my stuff over to the PS5.
Well, that was my next question, was have you tried out any PS4 games and seen like how low the load times are on the PS5?
I've not. That's a good idea. Oh, you know what? Hey, Genshin Impact. I don't know if this is probably not a console thing. It's a network thing. But, you got to wait. Well, Mitch wouldn't know. The other thing, how you got to... the little icons that is like about 6 or 7 little symbol icons that I still have to go through that. So, but that might just be logging into their servers and not necessarily a PS5 load issue.
Right. I mean, same thing. I mean, I got 64 gigabytes of RAM on my PC. I still gotta wait.
Yeah, so I mean that may be just like a network thing logging in.
Yeah.
I haven't done it yet. I do want to put No Man's Sky and see how that works because I know they got an update.
Yeah.
I guess I'll probably hell, I might put Bloodborne on there, just see what happens.
I mean, you've already got it, but yeah, it's on the or any of the PlayStation Plus games that you don't already own, or you haven't played yet. And if any of them are on there, you can get all those.
I haven't heard if that's going to last a lifetime. I don't know how long that is. I know that when you go into the screen for it, they come up as free games, kind of like the free games that you get every month.
Yeah.
So just in case, the ones that I didn't already own, I went through and filed those over into purchase. Just in case, for whatever reason, Sony decides, okay, well, that promotion's over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are locked in.
Carryovers from PS3.
They had Persona 5 on there, so
okay.
Why not?
I've heard a lot of people say Persona 5 is really good, and I just never have made time to play it.
Let's see. Here we go. This is the Plus collection. You got the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, God of War, Fallout 4, Mortal Kombat 10, the Final Fantasy 15 Royal, Monster Hunter World,
Resident
Evil
Black
7.
Ops 3 with Zombies Chronicles is on there.
Yes,
nice.
That is on
what
there.
What a game. That's a steal.
Battlefield, The Last Guardian, Batman Arkham Knight, Uncharted 4, Detroit Human, Days Gone, Second Son, Until Dawn, Bloodborne, Last of Us, and Ratchet & Clank. So these are the things that you get for free.
Hey, download
if
The
you're
Last
a
of Us
PS Plus
Remastered.
subscriber.
Download The Last of Us Remastered. You haven't played it, and they don't have load times in that game anymore. So it's
true.
Easily more accessible. True. Well, okay. I was gonna. We'll go ahead and talk about games on PS5. We'll just do all the Xbox stuff second. So games you've played. Obviously, I see Demon's Souls, Assassin's Creed, Sackboy, and Bugsnax. Bugsnax on there? Yep. Nice.
Bugsnax. I have Bugsnax.
So
Bugsnax looks really awesome.
But you haven't really got into it yet?
I've watched Maddie play it. I've not played it myself.
Okay.
But it's really intuitive because you catch these little bug things and you can feel them moving around. because you catch them in these little cages, right? And you got to carry these cages around, and it's like you can, when they run back and forth in this little cage, you literally feel them running back and forth in your hand when you're holding that remote. That's how sensitive the vibration has gotten.
Wow.
And there was something else too with the triggers. Oh, what was I playing? I was playing something where like I was literally having to shoot a gun, and you've got one of the PS4 controllers. You've felt how smooth that is, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but
you
I mean,
literally
I
had to-
haven't got to play it on a PS5, so I don't,
yeah.
I don't know shit
but
about
I
it.
mean, but like you can push it down and it's really smooth.
Yeah.
Playing this game, you like really have to pull it, and it's got like this clicking. There's like some resistance when you pull the trigger for this gun. And I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Even when you pull the drawstring back on Demon Souls, you pull it back so far, and then you can kind of feel the resistance in the trigger.
Yeah.
And I think that's really awesome too. So yeah, Bug Snacks is awesome. It's really colorful. I love how they use the remote. Sackboy is incredible. The gameplay looks like a cutscene the entire time. I mean, it's that good. I was super impressed by that. Astro's Playroom is the same thing, and this really utilizes the controller. And they got a whole lot of throwbacks to like the entire history of Sony and Sony games. You go to this little campfire, and there's a bunch of little Astro robots like playing PlayStation Vitas. Why they're not throwing in there, but there's all kind of, you see the original console, and you see characters that go all the way back to the first one. So Astro's Playroom, it does kind of show you what all the controller is capable of, but it's also a walk down memory lane from like the entire history of like Sony gaming. Valhalla, I have not played yet.
Oh, the game he was most excited for has not played it yet.
I haven't had a chance yet. Genshin Impact, if you haven't played it yet, Mitch, or anybody else, go ahead and check this out.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, Michael needs to
this
play
is
it.
a staple. I mean, it's Minecraft, you know. And then Demon Souls. It's pretty impressive. And I tell you what's really impressive. This has absolutely nothing to do with what I've played so far, but just seeing the way these games look, for no rational explanation at all, I suddenly got very excited for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Really?
It's going to look amazing.
What about Cyberpunk?
It has to.
Cyberpunk's probably going to be one of the best looking games, I think. I mean, it's got like everything the GTA is, but at the same time, it's all like neon and almost like a retro kind of way.
Yeah, you know, but to an extent, though, it's built on new stuff. You know, the new games are all sparkly and they really impress us. But then when you get these developers that really know what they can do and how they can push these systems, you get some really, really glossy looking stuff. You know, a few years in, so. I'm hoping that we see a Grand Theft Auto 6, unless they throw us a curveball in it sooner than later. But I don't know. Hopefully, like 2022 seems reasonable. Maybe.
Okay, well, how about here's a question: what comes out first, Grand Theft Auto 6 or Metroid Prime 4?
Grand Theft Auto 6.
Just curious.
I don't even. Grand Theft Auto 6 exists. I don't know if Metroid Prime 4 exists.
Even though it was announced 3 years ago.
Exactly.
But
and what have you seen of it?
a logo, which is more than I can tell that I've seen of GTA 6. So.
Oh no! Wait, didn't they? I don't know. I thought I saw something else, but it was related to Bully 2, which we'll never get.
I mean, I saw some advertising for them in Nashville. A bunch of hookers.
Oh,
Yeah, hey, there you go. And there's a lot of fan-made trailers for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yes, there are. Yeah.
Really are.
On,
and it's got
on,
it's got
RedTube.
horses in it.
So they just merged Red Dead and GTA in the same game.
You know, hold on. Can I just have a segue just for a moment of something that just like gripes my ass about Rockstar?
It gripes his ass. Just remember
It
that.
really does. Okay, so when you got Grand Theft Auto
Yeah.
and Red Dead, Now, they did like a sort of. Do you remember in Grand Theft Auto 5 you could find that revolver,
The Red Dead
that old
revolver.
time? Yeah, so
Yeah.
it kind of linked those two universes together.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Grand Theft Auto, in that world, you got Liberty City, which is kind of like New York City. And then you got Vice City, which is like Miami. Out on the West Coast, you got Los Santos, which is like, California, LA, and all that stuff. It's not real places. And you've got that same thing in Red Dead, where you got Saint Denis, that's supposed to be like Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And then you've got those areas like in Texas. But then in Red Dead, they reference like Tennessee and like New York. What the hell? Like, why would you do that?
Dang.
And that's it. That just pisses me off.
I get the disappointment. Trust me.
It does. It pisses me off. All right, I'm sorry to like pull us off the rails there. So PS5's great. Yeah.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Nicole and Charlie in the chat. Say what's up, Nicole. Fascinated by all the free games with the PlayStation Plus collection, and
I can't wait to get my hands on the PS5, and it's going to take both hands.
Yeah, it really
is.
will.
It's big and heavy, and God, it's so big. Like you don't even until it's sitting in your house, you're not going to realize it. And when it is, you're going to be like, God, this thing is huge.
Well, speaking of things that are not as huge as a PS5, because it's not. Let's go ahead and talk about this thing that's not plugged in, because I unplugged it to take a photo of it earlier. So on the other side of the next-gen situation, we've got the Xbox Series X. This is more of Steven's forte. Here's this little green on the front of it. I already showed everybody else, but there's your little green coating around the vents of it. It is a very chunky boy, but let me give you a comparison like Richard did with a game case. Way to make this work. But get my Walking Dead cup out of the way. This is a terrible setup. Oh my god. It's not as tall as a PS5 by no means.
That's even smaller than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. It weighs, if you've ever held a Xbox One X, it weighs just about as much as that. It's just a square instead of being like a rectangle. It's really not heavy.
It's like a GameCube, but taller.
It's like two GameCubes stacked on top of each other.
There you go.
Yeah. Shout out to all the audio listeners trying to figure out what the hell we're talking about. The only other really big comparison to make is that, and I knew this, but most people probably don't know, is that it does have a stand on the bottom of it, so that it's not removable like the PS5 stand is.
But they look very, very similar, though.
Just knock my cup of water over.
They look a lot alike.
Yeah, they really do. But so the Xbox can lay down on its side, but I'm cleaning up this water as I'm talking. It's got little nubs on the side of it to for it to lay down. But when it lays down, it looks like a fireplace log, and not a KFC fireplace log like Michael will.
Which is a darn shame.
Think you want to talk
really
about.
Is.
So yeah, it really is.
Did you get one of those?
I'm going to.
Oh, okay.
Walmart has them the cheapest. They're only $15.99. Thank you. Shout out to Open Box Tech Deals for that.
Yeah.
Get your Black Friday savings right there. Walmart.com.
The only other
If you
thing,
order two, it's free delivery because it's orders over $30 purchase is free delivery. So get two. One for you and one for the house.
or your significant other.
One to carry with you while you're shopping, and then one for home.
Yeah. The only thing I'll add real quick, because I did do an unboxing of the DualSense controller, and when I did that unboxing, I actually wrote really in depth with it. But with the Xbox unboxing, there was a lot of stuff going on that day to where I couldn't do a voiceover or talk over it, so I had to just kind of do a montage thing. So this is the Series X controller. It looks just like an Xbox One controller, except, well, actually, to anyone watching, it looks flipped. So just know that the orientation of this controller is not ass backwards to how you are perceiving this. And so it looks just like an Xbox One controller, except that it has the circle D-pad on it, kind of like the Elite Series controller has it, and the share button in the middle, which is just something that they carried over from the PS4 and the Switch Pro controller. The big thing for me though is that it feels like it's made to look like an Elite controller, but it does not weigh like an Elite controller weighs, and it makes it so much more comfortable to play with than the Elite Series 2 that I've been using. And it doesn't have like the same level of like haptic feedback that the PS5 DualSense controller has, but it does have, to an extent, that kind of stuff, because I have been playing Forza Horizon 4, which I don't play racing games other than Mario Kart, right? But I turned it on because it's supposedly, right at this point in time, one of the best looking games on the Series X. So I fired it up, got it hooked up to the only 4K HDR TV I could find in relative vicinity to my house, and tried it, and it's the best looking game I've ever played, up until I get to play some PS5 games, probably, because they'll have exclusives out before the Xbox has any real exclusives out for the system.
To backtrack, you said they didn't weigh the same. Which one's heavier?
The Elite Series 2 weighs much more than the Xbox Series X controller does. It's actually like it's supposedly made for like professional gamers, so like the triggers on the back of them they're metal, the shoulder buttons are metal. It's got the paddles on the back of it, the handles are actually weighted. But this one, it's just all plastic, but it's got like texturized grips on the sides, on the back of it. You probably can see it. And on the trigger, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's got like this grip, this texture on the grips, or on the triggers, and then on the back of it. I can hammer it. It sucks so bad you're not going to be able to see it. And it does have Type-C charging, because that's what we all need.
So it is like a built-in battery pack, or removable batteries?
So it does come with AA's. You can purchase the, whatever it's called, the rechargeable battery pack for about I think it's like $15. But in doing that, it puts it at the same price as buying a DualSense controller, because it's $10 cheaper than a DualSense.
Wait, you have to have batteries?
Still, I don't know. Poor design decision, in my opinion. Batteries are...
Wow.
You get So
have you checked to see if the older battery packs will work?
Yes, they do. So if you have an Xbox One and you have the rechargeable battery packs, you can put them in there. But I see Richard's face. He's like all upset.
I'm not. I'm just like, wow, batteries. That's...
I'm gonna be that negative Nancy anti-PlayStation person that Richard always paints me out to be. The DualSense battery life is like 6 or 7 hours, and this gets up to 50. So.
Okay, but what about on Dollar Tree batteries? Let's compare that.
Oh shoot, I don't know.
Let's spend like $400 on a console, but then buy Dollar Tree batteries. Let's compare that.
Yeah. There was some PlayStation accessory. I can't remember what it is, but there's some PlayStation accessory that comes with PlayStation branded batteries in it. Maybe it's I don't know if it's not a headset. Gosh, I saw somebody unbox it and they were like, yeah, it comes with PlayStation branded batteries. I was like, that's cool.
I have the little charge tower on the way so that I can just dock my little controllers when I'm not playing. So,
yeah.
With that little apparatus, my batteries last forever.
But yeah, to another thing we haven't really got to bring up yet was trying to figure out where you put it. So, Richard, your setup is like made, I guess, to put a PS5 on it, because you have all this room in between your TV and your
yeah, my wife hates it. Absolutely, because the PS4 is actually on a small shelf, like in between, and you can't even see it because it lays flat and it's just kind of hidden. There's no way this thing's going to fit anywhere inside this thing. It's not even, well, I may be able to get it into the little closed areas, but I'm not going to put that in an enclosed area. So
have you thought about maybe making it like an altar?
Altar? I don't. This is gonna sound odd. And it's not gonna make sense because you guys aren't me and you don't live here. But right now, if you're facing it, it's on the left side, and that's bugging the hell out of me because I want it on the right side. But I don't have a long enough Ethernet cable because my modem and my router's right here, and I'd rather hardline it than do wireless. And you can't I'm sorry, you can't buy Ethernet cables at Walmart anymore. So
Yeah, you can.
Where are they at?
They're in we can talk about it off the show.
Yeah.
So did Steven and Michael freeze, or have they been holding the same face for this entire time? Because it looks like they're both frozen.
I think they're frozen.
Oh, we lost Steven.
Bam, they're out. Okay, maybe they'll come back.
Maybe. Oh, here comes Steven. Maybe? Oh. We're figuring it out. It's a...
Promise.
Technical difficulty.
Oh, there goes Michael.
There he is.
And Steven's back.
Y'all hear me now? Okay.
Okay.
Y'all definitely missed some really good jokes. I had so many jokes. I'm so sorry you missed them. I can only tell them once.
Damn. Now I'm just upset. I need to know the jokes.
I don't know what happened.
I need to know the jokes. You can't.
Well,
So
I was suggesting to Rich to buy two. That way he can have one on either side. Because I know it's the whole asymmetry that's
Oh
bothering
my
him.
gosh. No,
Yeah.
that's brilliant.
Brilliant.
That is brilliant.
You can even, and they're so big, you can even have them prop up the TV. It's
Well, now, okay, so the TV is wall mounted, but then I've got the little hideaway cables. All my cables and everything run through the walls, so you don't see any of that stuff. So
That's crafty.
yeah.
Nifty.
Yeah. Just shout out to everyone in the chat again. If you have any questions for Richard or me or Michael or Steven about the systems or anything else going on, now would be the time to put that in the chat because not saying we're getting ready to close down, but we're going to eventually get there. So just keep that in mind if you have anything you want to ask.
Well, now the answer to the question that's not been asked yet is yes. You definitely should get the PS5 over the Xbox Series X.
No, that's not the question.
That's the question.
That's not
That's
the
the
question.
question on everybody's mind.
The question that I have is, are you planning on, even though that's something that Sony is heavily frowning upon, maybe they'll ease up in the future. Are you planning on getting custom plating if they ease up in the future?
Like to change out the white panels for a different color.
Yeah.
like a flesh color, maybe slightly pink.
Michael.
You know where it's going. Like them thick.
Probably not. Unless I can get unless I can get solid black
That
with
was
the Cobra Kai logo. That'd be badass.
that
Or
was,
maybe like the Avengers symbol on the side of it.
I like the idea of that.
Oh, you know,
the
the awesome-
Spider-Man one, where it was all black with the red webs going across it.
Oh, it'd be awesome is if I get like a little platform like the Tony Stark building somehow
Oh, yeah.
like molded off here.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Little A right here.
Hey, to go with your symmetry idea, or Michael's symmetry idea, what you should do is you should move the router to the other side and then get a white 3-inch binder and just put it around the router. And then they look the same.
There you go.
They would. They would. But now I do want it on the other side, but like I said, it's just the Ethernet cable issue, and I don't want to do it off Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I'm going to read these questions, or a comment from Nicole. My opinion, the battery life is not a turn off. Me personally, I wouldn't be playing for longer than 4 hours in one sitting because common sense will tell you to put it on the charger when you're not playing. That is a good point but the thing is, though, is that a lot of people don't have common sense. So
Yeah. And usually, doctors recommend if you have a charge lasting for 6 hours to see a physician.
And then question, is the Xbox quiet as well and how's the loading? The Xbox does not make a sound just like the PS5, except just like the PS5 when you put a disc in it, because I had originally decided I was just going to go all digital, and then I remembered, I guess I'm going to end up talking about this before this is over with, but I got into my trunk of my car earlier, and I remembered that I had bought Little Nightmares and Control, and I was like, oh, I need to bring those in. And then someone was talking about when I was standing in line to get a PS5 yesterday about how they had heard stuff about the Xbox. You put a disc in it, and it was just breaking the system. So I was like, well, I probably need to put a disc in there and make sure that it works. So, and it was the only time that was, it's very like, it was like a one-off type of thing. It wasn't like a major issue that they're having with them. It's just somebody said it. So anyway, disk drive works.
It's kind of funny, though. You put a disc in it, it just breaks.
Well, so somebody posted this stupid video online, and then be like, "Oh, my Xbox is overheating." And what they did is they, you ever seen people like do like tricks with like a vape pen where they like can blow the smoke and make it like sit somewhere? Have you ever seen them do that before? Yeah. So they did that, and then they set a running Series X on top of it, and that the way that the fan pulls air, it sucked up the smoke, and it came out the top. And it made it look like the Series X was on fire. And it got so bad that Xbox literally had to tweet out, I can't believe we're having to say this, don't blow vape smoke into your Series X.
Wow.
Yeah, cut the life expectancy by half.
Yeah. As far as the loading times go, yeah, it's almost instantaneous. Especially like because the system's got the instant on thing, so like if you can turn it off if you want to do like an energy saving mode. But yeah, you can like hit the power button on the controller. As soon as the system wakes up, it's automatically at the sign-in screen. And if you're signing in with a controller that has your profile tied to it, you just skip it. You're right at the home screen of the system. I really kind of wish they had done more with the home screen. Like I wish it was more dynamic the way like the PS5 home screen is, where it shows like a big background. God, I hate you.
Hey, what about like Halo Infinite? Is it got a? Oh wait, no, I forgot. Never mind. Nobody can answer that question. I'm sorry, I slipped my mind. I forgot that had got.
Look, Mick, you cannot
this man.
This man together like
this man. I can tell you though, without a doubt, that the first game that I played on my Series X was Banjo-Kazooie, the N64 version and it loaded instantaneously. Like normally when you boot up a 360 game, it has to do like it'll actually load because it's emulating the game, so it actually does like the little 360 spin with the logo popping up, and it'll sit there and then it'll pull up. It actually pulls up like the 360 dashboard, and it's like signing you into Xbox Live, and it just skips all of that except for like the initial load in, and then I'm right into the game. And normally this is kind of like a kind of quirky thing.
Little Cardi B came out right there. It's fine.
So, noticing like as far as load times go, I can't remember how it is on the actual N64, but on the Xbox One or the 360 version of Banjo-Kazooie, you were not able to skip the loading cutscene until like Banjo was able to like get to his like actually started playing on the banjo in the opening cinematic. But as soon as it like loads in, you're able to skip right out of it and go directly into the game. So that's like that's really the main thing. I did play I played Killer Instinct in Forza, and I was able to bounce back and forth between those games and Banjo with no like hurdles whatsoever. Like I was able to just like I was showing it to Alex, and we were in the middle of a fight. And I was like, hold up, and I hit the button. I was like, I want to play Forza, and he got mad. so we just started playing. Also, never mind. I'll wait till after the show. No, I have to do it because I just did that thing I hate when people do. Shout out to Alex and Bree because they're having their little baby today.
awesome.
Coming 3 weeks early. So they're down at Vanderbilt. Hope he doesn't mind that I shared that on here. I don't know if anyone listens to it, but anyway, shout out to them. But
well, now people know where they are and they're going to steal the baby.
If anything, they're hanging out in parking garages looking for PlayStations.
Oh, man.
That's another story. My PS5 got stolen yesterday out of my car. What?
Yeah, very tragic.
Be the one you noticed. Richard, have you noticed any glitches on the PS5 so far?
On launch day, when I would go to the store, anytime that you would want to like watch a video or something like that, it seemed like they were having issues with that. They were always like freezing, and it was like, this content cannot be seen at this time. But that was just on the day it came out. I've not seen anything like that since. Other than that, when I tried to play Let It Die, there was graphical glitches and stuff like that. But Let It Die came out in 2016. It's an older game. It's for the PS4. And they did not release any kind of update to upscale or anything like that. So, I mean, I'm kind of the mindset that even if it is backwards compatible, unless those games issued some sort of like a package update or something like that, just to be more manageable on the PS5, you may see some kinds of graphical glitches.
Yeah. On my end, the only thing I've seen is I tried installing Halo the Master Chief Collection, and then I saw that it was 103 gigabytes. I was like, no, I want to wait. So I paused the install. And I wanted to get something else to play first. And when I went back to go install it, it said there's an error. Please go to the Microsoft store or go to the Xbox store to try to download it. So I go there, and it says not available. And the only reason why I'm thinking that it's doing that, and it's not actually a glitch, but it may be, but I don't know, is that the Series X optimized version of Master Chief Collection comes out next Tuesday, so they may have taken it off the store to get it ready for the re-release of it. Other than that, I haven't noticed anything.
I will say the installation feels and seems a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So much quicker.
I know you're using Ethernet, but the PS5 has Wi-Fi 6 built into it, and they seem to have uncapped the bandwidth of the download speeds compared to the PS4. So,
in between the two consoles, or just from previous generations?
Previous generation.
I'd say with the solid state. I mean, it happens a lot faster.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, the rate is very, very quick.
I was able to. I think Forza was, and I'm using Wi-Fi. I'm not using Ethernet. But also the Xbox Series X doesn't have Wi-Fi 6. It's got Wi-Fi 5 still in it. But it was downloading Forza. It was 70 gigs, and it only took it God, I feel like it was maybe an hour. And compared to The Last of Us on PS4 took 3 hours, and it was 75 gigs. So there's obviously some kind of a difference in download speeds now. Oh, Nicole asked if we were how are downloading games going, so we just answered that question. So,
oh yeah, that's why I brought it up. I saw that.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Unless you guys have any more questions, I think we're about done. So, Steven, Michael, anything? Richard, anything for me? I don't have anything for you. I think I'm good.
I don't really use this feature because I don't really play online a lot. My daughter does. She plays with her cousins that live in Knoxville. And it's kind of funny because her birthday was just last month, and we got her this really expensive headset that glows and lights up, and it's fabulous. She doesn't use that anymore because with the PS5 remote, it's got the speaker that's really clear, really nice, and it's also got the built-in microphone now. So you don't have to have a headset unless you just want, privacy and you don't want people in the room to hear what's going on. You can join a chat, and all you need is the remote, and the mic's got some really, really good pickup on it.
Oh, good.
Nice.
And that's also one of the features that I think I saw it first with the 3DS, where you can blow into the microphone and it makes things. It's the same thing here, especially with Astro's Playroom. And there's games that utilize that.
It's got 2 microphones. The one on the front is made to pick up your voice, and then it's got one on the back of it that's a noise cancel mic, so it doesn't pick up your game audio.
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
Nice.
The more you know. But
Well, it's good to know that the fact that it blows is a feature.
Press B.
Well, no, you have to blow. It doesn't blow.
Right, it's on the receiving end.
You have to blow it. Yeah.
Well, I'll just bring it up just in case. There is no microphone on the Series X controller. It is a plain Jane controller. I mean, but there's no games that take advantage of it. So I mean,
wow. There's no mic. We don't have Wi-Fi 6. We have Wi-Fi 5. I wish the menu was more like PS5.
First world problems, guys. First
Yeah.
world problems.
Yeah. First world problems. There's someone out there is still playing on the original Xbox, and I applaud them, or import, whatever the word I'm looking for is.
I may get the little Xbox Wii. It all depends on
What?
what's that game I like? Wow, I don't even remember it.
Fable?
Yeah, Fable. It all depends on Fable. And I might get the Xbox Wii with the big round turntable on the side.
But would you want, like, if you're gonna get a next gen system and you like are getting it for that game, say for instance you're only getting it for Fable, and I know it's still a big difference in price, but like if you're getting that game and you're like, wow, I want this game to look as best as possible, why get it on the system that can max output at 1440p, but it's definitely not going to max output Fable. It's gonna do it at 1080p. Versus getting the one that can do it in 4K.
Because I don't like Xbox.
Problem solved.
Well,
and that's a big if, because I don't know if
that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to spend just on one game. Why not just get it for your PC?
Well, the other side of it though is I don't know entirely what Microsoft plans to do with Bethesda, so gotta keep some of those doors open.
Yeah,
since they're running around buying studios with daddy's money.
There's a rumor that they were going around looking at some more Japan studios trying to see about, or Japanese studios, and so now not only are they air quoting this, air quoting, here we go. If I feel good on the camera. There's a long rumor that they were going to end up buying Sega, and that's still it's still out there. But now there's one going around that they're thinking about purchasing Capcom. So, I mean, I'm just saying, they buy Capcom, they get like what? Resident Evil, they get Street Fighter, Mega Man's Capcom, right?
It sounds to me like they're willing to spend any amount of money that they have to avoid working.
Wow.
I mean,
You went there.
That's literally.
Dang. Well, before Richard keeps shit talking Xbox and then eventually buys one, let's go ahead and wrap things up here. So, Richard and I have talked quite a bit this episode, so we're going to jump to Steven. What are you playing this week, my friend?
We'll be playing Genshin. Vampire. I'm still streaming that on Twitch. It's just an excellent game, so I'm like, I want to play this to completion. I'll be streaming that tomorrow. Still playing Call of Duty, and I don't know, maybe over the weekend I'll probably pick up Demon Souls and get into that, because I have no idea about the lore, about the gameplay. I just heard that it was a challenge, and I need a challenge in my life other than camping snipers in Call of Duty, so...
Have you picked up Cold War yet?
No, I don't. I've decided to just pick it up when I get my console, because I'm always that late to the party type of guy. So whenever I get my console, I'll get it and I'll go through the hoops then.
But yeah, I mean, that's a fair philosophy, but just, I mean, from personal experience. So the game came out last night at 11, and my friend Ed and I, we played it for a couple hours. I got on right before we started recording, and there are people that have already hit the level cap for multiplayer, and we're still at level 10. So they literally have not gone to bed, and now they're just like pro gamers.
So what about with the beta? Does it
your beta progress carries over?
Yeah, so
and you get special rewards for playing the beta. The really cool thing is that since they've integrated multiplayer and zombies and Warzone together, your progression carries over between all the different versions of the game. So you could actually take a weapon that you really like in multiplayer, but you're like, well, I keep getting just killed repeatedly by people because they're just way too good, and I want to level this gun up, I guess, as an example. You can actually take that loadout into zombies and level it up in there. And then you unlock the attachments, and you can take it back into multiplayer, or you can take it back into Warzone or whatever, and use it there. But fun. Any other games before I jump to somebody else?
Nah.
Well, you said Demon. Did you? Or you're going to check out the original Demon Souls or Dark Souls?
Dark Souls. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
I know that's what you were talking about earlier today. That's why I didn't. I got this right behind me. I didn't know if that was probably you're just
It was.
that on there. Don't look at these videos before, and I'll send you the guy's name because it's a weird spelling. Go ahead and start it and play through it. And when you get to certain points, there's a YouTuber named Vati Vidya that does these awesome lore videos about the Dark Souls series, and he does the other games too. But he's actually been recognized by FromSoft as just this. His lore videos are cinema quality. They're really really awesome because the lore is not very black and white.
Right.
Sometimes it's really really hard to follow, and I'll be honest with you, I use his videos too to kind of piece the dots together, and they're really really brilliantly done, and that's to anybody listening to this. If you're ever curious or confused about something that you've read or encountered in a Dark Souls game, check out Vati Vidya. They're amazing videos.
Nice.
Definitely.
All right, Michael. Anything other than Genshin Impact you're playing this week?
There's other games? No, that's really just it.
All right.
Jesus.
Well, okay. We do this every week. What level are you now?
Well, now I've hit a Mora wall, so now I'm only at 41.
I don't know what a moral wall is, but sure.
So the in-game money. So I have run out of money, and you need the money to really upgrade anything in Genshin. So I have run out of money.
Gotcha. Well, Richard, you want to tell us any more about Demon Souls or Bug Snacks or anything else you've been playing?
Blue Point's kind of screwed people over when it comes to like platinum, because I've got a long history of always platinum these games from FromSoft. This isn't from FromSoft; it's from Blue Studios. But they've basically taken all the trophies from the original, which were difficult to begin with. But then they've added like these crazy trophies, like I was telling you guys in the group chat earlier with the Tower Knight. The arena that you fight him in, there's this huge balcony that wraps around it that has archers that just rain hell down on you as far as like arrows and stuff like that. They make it impossible to fight this guy because you're constantly getting hit with crossbow bolts. Obviously, you run up, you kill everybody, then you fight the knight. That's the way it's always been done. Well, now there's a trophy you have to get if you want to platinum that you can't kill any of the archers. You have to take down the Tower Knight the entire time while they're just raining hell on you. So, and there's a lot of other little knick-knack trophies they've slipped in that has to do with like boss fights and having to do certain things certain ways that the difficulty of platinum has really really cranked up on this one.
Nice.
No. It's not nice.
It's just giving you more of a challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all right. For me, Banjo-Kazooie and Black Ops Cold War, it's pretty much been taking it from way back all the way to 2020. And Rocket League, wearing out Rocket League because that's where I'm at now. I had to take a big break from Modern Warfare because literally it was just like playing that game religiously for like weeks, and it was just like taking up all my time. So I needed to find a new outlet, and now I'm back to Call of Duty, but. God, the zombies mode is so good in this game. If I didn't have to go to bed shortly after getting done with this episode, I would totally stream that tonight. But 4 a.m. work calls, so to give you guys all the Black Friday deals. And with that, Michael, tell us about open box tech deals and all your other plugs.
Well, I mean, there's quite a few deals going on. Everybody's kind of following the same suit of not really doing anything on Thanksgiving this year, thank God. So now all the retailers are kind of doing spread out Black Fridays, basically. So I think Walmart's been doing one every week, and you got some sales that are going to be starting up, I guess, like midnight or later tonight or something like that. Yeah,
Something
something
like
around there. Most of them are kind of lackluster, but there's a few good ones. Definitely the KFC log I would recommend. But that's all that's really going on. It's just more spread out Black Friday deals. So keep an eye out for those on your normal websites that you surf.
Nice. Steven?
Twitch TV, Twitch not TV.
Caught him off guard.
Caught me off guard. I'll be on there streaming. I'll try to get to the point to where I can do it once every other day. Schedule is just hectic at work. Just started a new job. Yay me. So I'm just really just trying to get a feel for that. Also, I want to do at least once a week a stream on Twitch with my music. That hasn't exactly been profitable, but I do what I love and I do it well. So if you can check me out on SoundCloud, Breaker Beats 2020. That's with the logo. There's like this mutated Mickey Mouse one on there. That's not. That's about it.
Nice. So obviously, I went ahead and put your links in there for your stuff. But if you guys need to want to plug your stuff in there, go ahead, because I also know the links to a lot of it. Richard?
Board game breakdown. I do have a video coming out this week. I'm gonna do a PS5 video for this channel. I'll tag it in. It's gonna be a sort of like a backwards unboxing, not necessarily a boxing it. Whatever.
He finally puts all the board games back into their boxes.
And then I did. It was about a week too late, but I do have the Night of the Living Dead board game from Simon Games. And we're going to do that unboxing video and maybe a gameplay video coming up of that one. But the unboxing will be next week, and the PS5 video will be next week. And that's Board Game Breakdown.
Yay.
At YouTube and Facebook.
Nice. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at MeechFlow. I started that new channel, but then I decided that the gaming-related stuff would be more... it should be on this channel instead. So I have stuff planned for that other channel, but it's going to be a little bit... you will find that this Next Gen Newsweek's channel is going to start populating a lot more with smaller videos. It's going to be like how-tos and stuff like that. So far we did the unboxing of the DualSense and the Xbox Series X. Richard's got the backwards unboxing of the PS5 coming. There's a video on how to transfer game saves or game data from PS4 to PS5 on there, as well as how to set up the Xbox Series X. Just trying to find some random stuff to put out there to see if anybody needs help with some stuff. And apparently a lot of people needed help figuring out how to get their PS4 games onto a PS5. So I'm glad that I was able to get that video out. And there's a ton of questions that people have asked in there. So I am going to be trying to get with Richard about doing a Q&A video, trying to answer a lot of these questions so we can help you guys out with that. Well, other than that, I got nothing else. So with that being said, until it's going to be a couple of weeks where, again, we've talked about this before, Richard's going to be running the show because it's coming up on finals weeks, and I got term papers and all sorts of fun stuff. So this will be my last episode for a few weeks. So
I'll take over for a few weeks. We will be sponsored by Sony PlayStation 5. So
yeah, we will not. It'll be PlayStation 5 News Week for a couple of weeks. 'Cause Richard will see news about the Xbox and just throw it in a trash can.
Hey, look at all this neat stuff coming next year.
Yeah. So Michael and Steve, we're gonna have to keep him in check for a couple of weeks. So, okay.
I'll do my best.
Yeah. We're still figuring out if we're gonna do video versions. I will make sure you follow Next Gen Newsweek on Twitter, because that's where I'm going to be posting the information about whether we're able to kick the live show off or gonna be going back to audio only for a couple of weeks. So we'll make sure we post that and keep you updated on what's going on. And Nicole, no one else is cool with PlayStation Newsweek. I see that. So anyway, Michael, carry us home. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
This week's sponsor is a little racy, but we're going to roll with it. It's Pornhub, actually for blind people, so they narrate all of the lewd actions in the video. So just bringing about a more wholesome, more inclusive environment for the porn community. We really appreciate that. Thank you, everyone, and good night.